Hey, we have normal press gathering stuff. Michael Katz from the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal is going to come in and tell us all about it. We're about 8 days away from the playoffs. Let's go.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Locked On Ole Miss podcast, the most watched Ole Miss podcast out there. I'm your host, Stephen Willis, a 10-year veteran member of the national media with Yahoo Sports and a former Ole Miss staff member as well. We are part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Now it's the number one podcast network, sports podcast network in the entire country, and that is all because of you. On today's show, we're going to talk about a normal run-of-the-mill press gathering that turned out to be pretty good. We'll talk about Michael Katz and what he found out from the Freedom of Information Act in regards to coaches, and we'll talk a little bit about this game, which has a chance to be an absolutely gorgeous uniform game. All of that's coming up on the Locked On Ole Miss podcast and more. Remember, we're free and available on all the podcast apps and on YouTube. Say hello to the insiders and everydayers who make the show what it is, your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. So, Michael, one thing that's interesting about today, we had a normal run-of-the-mill press conference. There was no Marty Smith hostage situation. There was no, hey, we'll let grandma out of the cage if this happened. No, just a normal press conference talking about a football game, and I forgot how much I needed that.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought I was going to walk in the team meeting room and Marty was just going to be in there. So it was nice to see that he has actually, he is finally free. It's for so much of this 11-1 season, we have been talking about everything but the actual football. And now, it was our first time face-to-face with Pete Golding as head coach. We got on a Zoom with him a few days ago after the announcement for the CFP, but it was just nice to talk ball. And obviously there were some questions relating to the other place, obviously with assistants who were kind of going back and forth and stuff like that. But for the most part, it was just talking about ball and how excited they are for this moment. And again, it was nice not to have to ask those questions we all dread asking about futures and where are you going to be next year? Are you going to be with this team? Or, all these sorts of things that we've had to do for the last 6 weeks. It was really nice not to have to do that.
Yeah, and also this is the third press gathering that Pete has done since he's taken the full-time job. He seems to be getting much more comfortable, and he's just really good at this, man.
He owns a room, man. I mean, he just absolutely, he's just got it, man. He's got a presence to him, and it's, we hear all these stories about about him being such a good recruiter. Like it makes a lot of sense when you see him interact with people the way he does. It's not a surprise that he is very good at that. He's honest. He's unapologetically him, which I think is really endearing for people. He's not going to pretend to be another guy. He is who he is, and he's confident in that. I got used to the same guy for 5 years, right? You get used to a certain way of doing things, and then today it was just like I was stunned, like this is different. It's it's not better or worse, it's just different. And we talking off air, I knew things were going to be different because we got a text that was like, hey, actually media availability is moving up half an hour today. And I was just like, that I can safely say we never had things earlier with Lane Kiffin. It was usually moving things back pretty significantly. So that's how I knew maybe this was the start of something truly different.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. This is the guy that I always joke about it. He was at Texas San Antonio and talked his way into the Alabama defensive coordinator job by impressing Nick Saban on a whiteboard. And that right there, that is like a top line of a resume type thing.
Yeah, I mean, you impress the GOAT. You did something right, especially on on the whiteboard. I feel like that can probably be pretty intimidating for a lot of people, but that's where, as good as Pete is at the people skills and those sorts of things, all you hear from people is just how smart he is at football and how much he understands it and sees it differently. So yeah, if you can get Saban on board, you're probably doing okay.
Okay, real quick before we get to the break, what was your takeaway? Because obviously you did a FOIA request and got the contracts of the current assistant coaches on staff. What were your takeaways from that?
Pete Golding's going to be making just a little bit more than I will this next year. Just a touch. I believe it's 6.8 base salary is what it was, which I wasn't really sure what to expect. But, it's kind of seems like a lot, given that you're kind of competing against yourself for his services. But at the same time, that's still pretty low in the SEC. So I guess it does kind of make sense for where he is. Got a lot of new contracts for assistants. Basically, they sent me every the latest contract for every assistant on staff, and most of those were brand new signed within like the last week or so. And then there were 3 that had not been recently amended, and that was, I believe, Randall Joyner, Joe Judge, and Kevin Smith. It sounds like 2 of those are pretty safely coming back. Kevin Smith's kind of been, that's been one that we've kind of been thinking about. I will say, and listen, I don't know what it means when they send me the things they do, but I will say they didn't send me the contracts of anybody going to LSU. And then the guys that are still with them, they didn't send me Charlie Weiss's or George McDonald's or, Dane Stevens or anything like that. So, again, I don't know how this ends up with him particularly, but they actually sent me all the contracts for the current coaches, and most of them were new, but there were a few that I was a little bit surprised were not as current as the others.
Yeah, it should be interesting, but it's one of those things with Randall Joyner. I mean, if he's going to get a pay bump, he's just probably going to get a pay bump after this is all done, right?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like, from everything that, I know not social media is not necessarily real life, but that family seems pretty happy here.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. Now, this game, before we take a break, and we're going to talk a little bit more after that. If you remember the all access plan, there'll be more with Michael Katz a little bit after that. This has a chance to be an absolutely gorgeous uniform game. We've already seen this once this season, the navy blue classics and Tulane with the green helmet, white jersey, green pants. But this has a chance to be yet another absolutely gorgeous uniform game.
That was actually the first thing I thought when I saw the matchup. I was like, man, there's potential here. All I hope, I know we've had the discussion about what Ole Miss should wear. Tulane needs to wear their powder blues, though. They are gorgeous. Someone needs to wear powder blues in this, right? It's probably not going to be Ole Miss, given what we have discussed previously. But man, Tulane's powder blues with the green helmets, it's gorgeous. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I think they wore it in the AAC championship game, and I just kept looking and saying, man, I would like to see that in person.
Yeah, and you can do that because the rumor is right now that Ole Miss is wearing the same thing they wore before. And also the stadium is striping out. They're doing a navy blue and red stripe out in the stadium. So that would be cool. And honestly, Michael, this is like you've been covering Ole Miss for 5 years or so. The biggest test that Ole Miss has in the playoffs is trying to pull something like this off in a week.
Yeah, no, I got the alert about the stripe out, and I was like, oh man, this is not a lot of notice for people.
Yeah. When they do in the season, there's like 3 months notice to where you can put it in and do it. It's like, hey, we're doing this. This is 1 week. I will be so impressed if this looks like the normal stripe out stuff and everybody participates, especially, I guess it's supposed to be about 55 degrees. That's kind of the forecast. So might be a light jacket, but it's also easier to find overcoats that are red and navy blue as opposed to powder.
All I'm hoping for is it's not a poncho situation. That's all I ask. Because as you know better than anybody, it can just start raining here sometimes. So we shall see. But as of now, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, whenever I was at Ole Miss back way back when in another life, we did our filming location on top of the press box at Vaught Hemingway, just to raise up the elevation whenever you shoot down and do the all 22. And whenever it started raining and something like that, you want to talk about some panic, because getting up on that press box roof is not the easiest thing in the world. And once you get down, getting out of the rain, you just know that if it starts raining, you're getting soaked. You know that that's going to happen. You just have to do your best to make sure the camera doesn't get ruined.
Sounds absolutely miserable.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like through like a RV air conditioning vent, basically, is how you get to the roof of that press box.
Beautiful.
So I'm sure they haven't changed that. All right. When we come back, we will finish up with Michael Katz with the all access subscribers portion of the broadcast. Michael, what have you got going on with the Daily Journal right now?
I've got a big one coming up. As you know, for big games, I like to do some of my novels, if you will. So I've got a big piece I'm working on about a guy who was recently named the head coach at Ole Miss. A lot of really cool people I've been talking to for it. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm really excited for it. And then obviously all the build-up stuff. I can't believe it's all. I mean, we're not that far away from it being game week. We're going to have all that kind of stuff. Obviously, the contract information and whatnot is online as well. So we're gonna have all your bases covered.
All right. When we come back, we're going to have Michael Katz doing the all access portion of the broadcast. Everybody that's watching on YouTube, thank you very much for that. We'll be right back right after this break. Let's talk about something most men don't bring up, but they absolutely should. Stress from work, money, and life, it just doesn't switch off at night. And when it shows up at the worst possible time, Rougiette Ready is designed to help you take back control. Rougiette Ready is the next generation prescription treatment created to support both brain and body. You can feel present, confident, and ready when the moment matters. Rougiette Ready contains 3 clinically proven ingredients and 1 mint that dissolves under your tongue so it absorbs fast. The science behind Rougiette Ready stands out. 3 proven things that help both mental and physical readiness. You connect with board-certified doctors online, and everything ships discreetly to your door. It's easy to understand why over 150,000 men have already made the switch. You've been thinking about taking the next step. Now is the time. Head to Rougiette.com/LockedOnCollege. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnCollege to get 15% off your first order for a limited time. Rougiette Ready. Feel present, feel confident, feel ready. NFL Sundays move fast. One big play and suddenly everything feels a little bit different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds, every drive, momentum swing, highlight. Live betting is the best when the game starts to shift. Either a receiver gets hot, or a defense tightens up, or the momentum flips after a turnover, or getting stopped on a 4th down. You know how it is. Player props update as guys heat up. You can bet on the next touchdown scores, drive results, and totals. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, so can you. The holidays are officially here, which means gift hunting season is on. And if you want something meaningful, personal, and guaranteed to get a reaction, Aura Frames is the gift that delivers every single time. It's not just a gift you wrap, it's a way to share memories, because Aura isn't your average picture frame. You can preload the frame with photos, gifting it so when they plug it in, the memories are already there. No apps to figure out, no setup headaches, just instant smiles. Grandparents, parents, newlyweds, anyone who loves photos, endless uploads of pictures and 30-second videos through the Aura app. It's a holiday gift that actually gets used, not forgotten in a drawer. And for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using the promo code COLLEGE at checkout. That's AURA FrameFrames.com, promo code college. The deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Thanks for tuning in to the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. Tomorrow we're going to have Tom Vanderford, and we're going to get ready for bowl week preparation and all of that. Make sure you subscribe and follow the show so you get all of the latest episode. We're on all the social channels, so check that out as well. And did Locked On Ole Miss make your Spotify Wrapped? Prove it on social media to secure a free month of our brand new Everydayer Club. Just tag our National Locked On Podcast Network account on any social platform, and we will drop you the code. Be one of the first to join the Everydayer Club and get your favorite show ad-free and exclusive access to our members-only Discord channel. For those of you on video, we're going to send you over to the first ever 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen Locked On College Football. Hotty toddy, everybody. And the biggest college football game in Mississippi history is just about a week away.